They've come from Eastern Ghouta, slowly perhaps, hesitantly, most definitely, but glad to be out and worried about those they've left behind.
We were about 200 people living in a cellar without light or electricity and very little food. It was impossible to leave because of the events. Many people decided to leave and head to Douma, and only 40 of us stayed behind in that cellar. We decided not to leave until the Syrian army entered the city.
My children would tell me, "Dad, we don't want to die." Whenever they tell me this, I'd cry tears of blood and pray to God to make me die before them.
Others have been bussed out of the area after the group Jaish al-Islam reached an agreement with the United Nations, the Russians and others. Around 1,000 people need to leave for medical treatment. The first batch of around 100 have now left.
Today it has been agreed to take those who want to go to Damascus or even abroad to be treated and returned back once again to Ghouta. The first batch, consisting of around 40 families, have left to Damascus for treatment. The UN and the Red Crescent were there. New batches of sick people will follow for treatment outside Ghouta.
The agreement to get injured people out of Eastern Ghouta has been around for a little while. The fact that the process has actually started will give encouragement to the United Nations, who would obviously like to see the numbers increase in the coming days. The fighting continues around the enclave, which has now been split in three by Syrian government forces backed by the Russians. It may not be as fierce as recent days, but that's little consolation to those still trapped inside. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, on the Turkey-Syria border.